Here's another little challenge somebody's brought in for us to have a crack at. Something out of an ice cream making machine. Lovely piece of stainless steel. I'm not sure whether this goes on there or there. But either way, somehow this piece has been dented. Oops. So our mission today, should we decide to take it on, yeah, try and straighten that out. Flipping heck. Well, I don't know whether we'll be able to just drop this in a ring and hit this, or whether we're going to have to make some formers up. Male and female formers, one to go on there and one to go inside. Don't know. First step, find something that this fits in and see if we can just bash it back into shape. Right, let's have a look, see what we got. Right, I've got a piece of stainless steel pipe tube. I'm thinking this is 42.4 or something OD, maybe, something like that. About a 38mm bore, which looks like maybe that's what this is. It's distorted, so it doesn't measure equally if we measure this around here. Where this is squished in, it's obviously small, and this way it's a bit big. That looks like that might go in there, so I'm just going to give it a go at squishing this in a fly press. Well, that wasn't entirely successful. Now we're going to need to whack this. We need to hit this that way. And it needs to be a better fit in something before we can do that. I don't know that this is going to squash down that far. Let's try it again. Maybe just having something across that part. Oh dear. This could do with being a bit bigger on the OD, this tube, because what I'm thinking of doing is just boring this inside diameter out a little bit, so this goes down a bit further, and maybe we'll support this enough and we can put the whole thing in a vise and just start hitting this. Right, well, I've just put a 45-degree chamfer in this hole, and doesn't really fit too good. So I'm going to just run a taper in this as well. See if it will just fit in there a bit better. It's looking rather like what I really need is a piece, the diameter of the head of this part turned out to fit. I've got so far with this, it's not a lot left just to put a bit more of a taper in this, and we'll see how this works, but I'm not so sure that it's going to do what I want it to do, but let's have a go at it anyway. I'm just going to eye up the angle, just try and copy the angle of this, and we'll see how we get on. That's roughly the right sort of angle, just got the compound set over. Well, that seems like that's actually quite close. The reason it's rocking is because of the distortion in this, so we're never ever going to get that to fit properly. But I wonder if that's enough to give that support where we can bash that out. Let's give that a go. Well, we're getting nowhere with that. Like, it's just not budging. That's a bit of a shame. I thought that might have worked. That is really quite tough. It's not very thick, but what about if we actually let that start from there? Wow. Does not want to budge. Bigger hammer. Wow. Nope. Crikey. You think you'd be able to just bend that, and just grab hold of that and straighten it out? Let's drop this in the vise a bit. Wow. Oh heck. No, it's not flat. Well, that's a lot flatter. It's not very round though. Well, I've just found this random piece here, which is, yeah, just a brass knob, which has been put on this. This is just like a template, a marking template. Bit of old tooling, but that is looking like that might push into there. So let's give that a little go. Still not round. Poop. Right, I'm going to turn up a bit of a punch or mandrel or whatever you like to call it. I can push in the top of this. And I'm guesstimating the angle on it. This kind of thing is a bit trial and error really. So let's do a little bit of taper turning. A little bit more taper turning I should say, because we've already done a little piece. And see where this gets us. Let's get a bit of speed on. Well, maybe. Well, I think that's an improvement. It's still not round, but it might be round enough to seal. What we've got to do now is get the top flat. Well, I think I might be able to skim the end of this. I bet it's not going to run true in a lathe though, is it? And how am I going to hold it? Oh, I've got a plain bit of tube there. No, I don't think I'm going to face that square, am I? I will lose the flange halfway round by the time this is running true. Well, that's not terrible. I think that the plane of this flat on top is not square to the tube anymore. Maybe it never was, I don't know. But there's a few dents in that. I think all I can do now is file the top really, possibly put it on a linisher, but I'll see if we can just file it. Okay, let's put it on a linisher. Well, I'll just try tapping that bit down a bit of a high spot. I'm taking a bit of metal off of here in order to lose to get down to these points. So I don't know if that made any difference. Let's give it a bit more. We've got 2 low points. And I put those in there, which is kind of annoying. I think that's going to have to do us. You can see it's not round, but let's see if it looks like it seals up. Well, there's play in both directions, not so much that way as there is that way, but I think that's down on the seal. There's big fat rubber O-rings in here. I think that's down. I'm not sure whether it goes on this one or that one, but in either case I think it's pretty much the same thing. So and that's pretty loose, you know, there's lots of clearance around that. I reckon that's going to work. Only one way to find out. They're going to have to put it back together and try it out. I think that's okay. That's not too bad. A little bit of faffing about, but not too much machining. Not like I thought there was going to have to be a close fitting like male and female parts for this to sit in, and so we kind of got there with a bit of bodgery, which is always good.